Hello.
Welcome.
And we're back.
Welcome to the
And
after
we're
show.
doing the after show. Johnny was just playing a clip on, I almost said Mega64 TV, but that's not what this is.
Yeah.
The bumper, I don't remember it at all. That's the thing we were saying earlier, Brian.
Right.
It's like, I don't remember any of this.
Oh,
like,
the old set stuff. I see stuff from the campfire set, and I'm like, oh shit! I remember sitting there and drinking big gulps.
Kinda.
Right?
Remember always having Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't remember any of the shit we talked about.
I feel like, I've listened to, I guess my only equivalent is like Howard Stern.
Yeah.
And like I can remember remember that one episode where they did whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
But I feel like they don't remember that shit because they did it and then it's gone.
Yeah, it's out the
It's
window.
out. It's out. And like for like our podcast, there's so many fucking times I can't even tell you where Johnny is like, all right, I'm gonna upload the podcast and what should we call this episode? And I go, I don't even know what we talked about.
Oh, yeah.
We filmed this was yesterday. You could pay me $100 to say name 4 things you talked about. I can't do it. I have no idea what I talked about.
The Wisest Wizards is right. We did talk a lot about Lost back then.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think, like, did we talk about video games? Did we actually talk about video games back then?
Yeah.
Because we had a lot more time to play them, I think.
Yes.
It was that PS3, PS2 era.
Yeah.
No, PS3 era.
We talked a lot about media. We were always watching media,
Yeah.
always listening to media. Like Groove Shark was super big, so every week we would all like
fuck
add.
yeah.
Well, you guys
Yeah.
would, but
Like,
like
add
add
the
music to
groove.
the Groove Shark.
It was really
that was a
interesting.
cool thing.
That
Yeah.
was. We would go into like huge office debates. Remember we talked about The Office a lot. Like how
Yeah.
crazy is that to think of it now? But like the show was like all on the verge of being canceled and no one was watching the shit and we loved
Right.
it. And then obviously became what it became. But there was a moment where it was like only us were holding the candle for that
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
I got Rocco an entire the whole cast signed something for him for his birthday.
Oh,
that's
wow.
right,
Because I
yeah.
messaged the girl who plays Pam, Jenna Fisher, on MySpace.
Whoa.
And then I asked, like, could you like send like a pencil or anything from the set? Because he's like, we love the show.
yeah.
And no one else followed her or gave a shit about the show. So she got the entire cast, Steve Carell, John Krasinski, everyone to sign a thing for him. And it's like, he has that,
That's sick.
which is so cool. I mean, the show, the first couple,
It never became a
seasons.
bad show.
No, I mean, I honestly watching it because my kids watched it later on, and I kind of would jump in and out and see an episode or two, and it's
Yeah.
like, okay, it's still funny. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't what it was, but
No.
it was still funny.
The first 3 seasons
Yes.
were very clever, very like subversive and different. And then everything after that, it was like, well, we're making money on this show now. So it became that. It like, it changed how comedy was. After that, you got Parks and Rec. You got a whole bunch of like
Right.
faux
Even like Modern
reality,
Family is that kind of too.
Yeah, that interview style.
mockumentary kind of interview
Yeah.
style thing, which again was like that was
I mean,
all
even
new.
you watch the Nirvana the band.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
right.
do a little bit.
It's that stuff.
They don't really talk to the camera. There's no talking heads, but they definitely like notice the camera. The
Yeah.
camera's there.
Yeah.
The camera's a character.
Yeah.
Sean, remember when you gave advice to a kid going to prom? That's my favorite call from the initial podcast. I have zero recollection. I have no idea what that
I
is.
feel like we did that like a million times.
I don't remember once.
Yeah.
I
Was
don't-
that the time we told him to give him like a bag of Doritos?
Ah.
Wasn't there something like that?
Yeah,
like,
didn't we tell him to give the girl a bag of
propose with
Doritos?
a bag of Doritos.
I don't know.
That
I don't
rings-
know.
Brian, that rings a bell.
It kind of does.
like, yeah,
that's-
Cool Ranch.
Dude, I'll get tagged in something, or somebody will post a clip on Mega64 screen caps, and it'll be like something from I don't know, like a Faircast. Like when I started the Circle Pit at
Oh, yeah.
Foo
that
Fighters,
Faircast,
yeah,
yeah.
at the Faircast. And I'm watching it going like, they have like these clips from that Faircast. It was the highlight reel. And I'm like, what year was this? When did this happen?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't remember any of this. I don't remember hanging out with Luke. I don't remember
Right.
talking to anybody. I don't remember this thing. And then I see us do the Circle Pit, and that I remembered
Right.
because it was me running out while nobody else was dancing.
Right.
And then all of us.
And then the rest of the, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, I would have forgotten this day. if
Yes.
it weren't
And that's
for
the thing
that.
is like, I think we're fortunate because we do have that.
Yeah.
Because if
archive.
I was living a normal life, I say normal, but like a normal life where I wasn't all on camera,
Right.
I definitely would I'd be happy and remember, like, oh, man, we did that, went to the fair one time. But now I have like, oh yeah, and we did that. And me and Eric, like almost made out because we were eating the same jalapeno popper. Like all this like weird shit that I would have forgotten about. I recently was hanging out at the house with Jenny and the kids, but Emma's boyfriend was over. And he was asking, like, what do you do? And so, like, for some reason, we found a clip on YouTube, and it was all of the Faircast intros.
Oh, wow.
So we watched that, and it was like
great songs and all.
Yeah, but it was really going back in time
and
being like, oh, look how little we were. Like,
Yeah.
I'm so little.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like, and it's fucking cool. It was super fun.
Dude, recently someone found every time I've ever called into the podcast.
Whoa.
And that freaked me the fuck out. I was like, how did you even find
Johnny,
this?
you called into the podcast? I know this.
Oh, yeah, there were the famous one was my ex had stolen my version 2 DVD.
Yeah.
And I called in and you guys like left her a voicemail.
We did?
Yeah.
What?
I kind of remember that.
Yeah.
That's wild, Johnny.
I saw a picture of that screen cap of you calling in, and it's like, oh shit. Like before he worked here.
Was it a video of
Johnny
you?
in high school.
It was, well, that one was just audio. I called in again during a Christmas cast and like chugged a bunch of spicy mustard or something.
Really?
I found that
my
as well.
God, that's so sick.
Oh, I love that. I remember whenever we would do Christmas cast, people at home.
We always like,
Yes.
you do this at your own risk.
Yeah.
I'm so scared.
you
It's almost
would
gonna
not
get, like,
encourage
fucked up.
that.
Yeah.
Johnny posted this picture he found recently of him in high school wearing a Mega64 shirt. And I
That's
was like,
what I
that is
saw.
so fucking awesome.
Yeah.
How
Wow.
amazing.
Yeah, that picture gets me like emotional. When I
Yeah,
look
it's
at it.
beautiful.
It's great.
You manifested
Dude,
your destiny.
And now, oh, it's so sick. So
I- it's, I mean, again, like it's 20 years. The things we've been through as a crew is insane. Like
Yeah.
the places we've traveled, the things that we've gotten to do. Like when I think back to it, it's uncanny the amount of like opportunities to do things we shouldn't have been there.
Going to
for.
Yeah.
E3s,
Going
going to
E3s,
GDC.
going to GDCs,
Dude,
man.
I
Like, being in-
was on stage when Minecraft went live. Like
Yeah.
they pulled the lever and confetti went down, and it
That's
was like
insane.
15 people on the stage who made Minecraft, and then me, Rocco, and Derek. And it's like,
I remember
how did I get here?
right, like being at, like, and especially in like 2009 2010, like when you guys like peak GDC era, like you guys would go up there, do these videos, and like then we would go to the fucking like suite party that they would host for the guests.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
was wild.
That were not just like, oh, some of the developers are going to be here. It's like, yeah, guess what? You're in a room hanging out with Hideo Kojima, Cliff Blazinski,
Reggie.
Yeah.
like Reggie, like, well, not Reggie, but like, not one that I went
There
to.
was one where I think Reggie was in the suite.
Dude, remember
so.
when
With
Gary,
us.
not Gary Shandling, Kurt Schilling
Oh, Kurt Schilling?
Yes.
was at one of the GDC parties we went to because he was launching that Kingdoms of Amalur
Something, yeah.
like game that like tanked but then got picked up later and is like better. But like again, like all of these parties, I look back and I'm like, why were we here? How did we get clearance to be with, like, they were heads of state at the time,
Right.
and we were just these goofy little like mid 20-year-old guys.
I think
You need the
A
cool
lot
kids at
of
the
it-
party, dude.
was just like the confidence of like we
yeah.
walked into the party and we didn't fanboy out. We
Yep.
didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it was cool.
We all
Yeah,
had our
we were
flip
cordial.
video cameras. We were filming shit for our personal
But we're
channels.
just like in our corner, like on the 38th floor,
Yeah.
just like giggling to ourselves,
Right.
like throwing
Oh,
shrimp
there's,
off. You know.
we know Tommy. Let's go let's go talk to Tommy Tallarico. Okay,
Yeah.
he's like picking Rocco up and taking a photo with him.
Yeah.
But there was a lot that I think was just like we did belong, and that's why I keep
Yes.
trying to tell myself, I was like, no, we belonged, and we like even when we still do shit, like
Mm.
when I was at Creator Clash, like we're not the. We
Oh,
walked in. We walked into that room with the one of the mixers party things,
Sure.
and these are like some of the biggest Twitch, TikTok, YouTube people out there. They're
Yeah.
huge. But we walked in and I kept hearing, oh, Mega64's here. Like they
Yeah.
knew who we were. Like we do belong. It's just hard to reconcile that.
Right,
sometimes.
right.
Yeah. I think
It's weird.
It's one of those things where it took me a long time to realize that everything kind of settles in the right place.
Right.
You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like, I think we've always said like we could see ourselves being super big and like world renowned, but I think we also like kind of like, I remember us talking about it, like we like where we're at. You go to a con and then in that moment you get to have all of the fun of being, like popular, the celebrity that everybody knows, and all
Right.
of the fun, like, cool people want to take pictures, they want to get your signature, and then we can go home and
Yeah.
leave that behind.
Right.
And we can be normal-ish people where we can have a family and not worry about going to the grocery store and being swamped by
Right.
somebody who wants signatures.
And that's like, like, I don't know, Ben Affleck can't do that.
But yeah, like
Yep.
a famous actor or a famous comedian can't do that once they reach that certain
And,
level of
you know,
fame. It's
like-
too much of a well, they can do it. It's just there's caveats with it.
you're
You're gonna get recognized. You're gonna get stopped.
my kids, like Lennon was fucking amped after the live show because
Oh,
it
yeah.
was like me taking pictures and signing things and like
Oh,
everyone happy to
yeah.
meet me, and she got to see that.
She
she's
saw
never
that.
gotten to see that.
Like,
has
she's
she?
seen it like
At a con, maybe
not-
Comic Con.
not- yeah, I guess after Comic Con a little bit, but nothing like there was more so for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
And like, Beckett always teased me like, I don't know, like you are famous, and it's like I don't know. I get like a little like uncomfortable
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
But he's like, but he's like, yeah, but people ask for your autograph and they ask for a picture. I'm like, yeah, but not all the time. He's like, yeah, but they do.
Yeah.
And so Beckett's my wingman. He tries to pump me up, make
Yeah.
it feel
That's
better.
good. And it's always the best thing about it is that since the fan base that we have is so sweet and genuine and like loyal to us, like they're always really nice. Like I've never had a bad interaction with anybody who's come up to me, like in the very seldom times where it's happened. Of course, it's at Disneyland, but like when it's not at game days, there was one time I went out like 2 years ago to Disneyland. I was there with my girlfriend's family and just standing in line, going to the Haunted Mansion. And yeah, somebody knew who I was from Mega64 and was like, "Oh, hey," and they like introduced themselves. It was such a cool feeling,
Yeah.
to have like,
Oh yeah.
because it's hard to explain to people who don't know what Twitch is and don't understand what we do with YouTube and everything else that we've done over the years. So it was like, oh yeah, no, there's this reach. It was so cool to have that happen in front of her parents, and they
Yes,
like, shook my hand
looks
and wanted a
fucking
picture.
cool.
And
That's awesome.
Yeah,
When it
like her
happens in
parents were
front
like,
of
"What's
people?
that all about?" And that happened once in front of my manager, like regional
Ooh.
manager,
Oh.
when I worked at Nespresso. This,
Yeah.
like, and you know who it ended up being? Is that guy Javier Perez?
Oh yeah.
The guy who- dude.
Love Javier.
Nicest dude in the world. He came up to me. He's like, "You're Brian from Mega64, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he did that all in front of like, he didn't know it was the regional manager.
Right.
But she was like, "What was that all about? Was that guy like trying to ask you out?" I'm like, "No." And then I had to explain the whole thing. And she's like, "Oh, I didn't know we had a little internet celebrity working for us." And
Yeah.
I'm like, again, like you, I'm like, "Nah, I help with my friends." Nah. But no, it's like the people here are names. I mean, Jason, again, I wouldn't know Jason if it weren't from doing Mega64.
Love Jason.
I wouldn't know so many people from like genuinely my Johnny from without Mega64, Meg without Mega64,
Oh,
Kevin.
100%. Yeah.
I mean, again, all of you guys, but that was like the first, but everybody who's added on, along the years, I wouldn't have met Jasmine without Mega64. So it's like there's all of these things that I forget how much bigger it is than we think it is, and it's cool.
I think I was at a restaurant with Emma's entire soccer team and all the parents.
Oh, cool.
And then someone came up for a picture,
Nice.
and I couldn't have looked fucking cooler.
Yeah,
Like that is like
In front of
in
other
front
people,
of like, but people who
that's
don't
where it
know what
pays
my
off.
job is.
But that's where it pays off.
I
Is in
know.
front of those people that are like, oh, he wasn't fucking around.
Like, it was-
He's online.
well, yeah, because
They
like
know him.
I do feel like I will be very real. A lot of these other parents seem to be fucking loaded. Like this also was shooting
Yeah.
club sports.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
play.
Those were like rich people.
You and Jenny enroll the kids into very nice sports programs in very nice neighborhoods.
Yeah,
yeah,
smart.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But it also means that like when there's a party, like one time I picked up Emma for a birthday party and she's like, oh, they're in the left wing, and they meant it. And I'm like,
Oh my god!
wing of a house?
Wow.
What the fuck?
It's like Bruce Wayne, dude.
Like
Oh, man.
what? And so, but it was like it's massive. So, anyways, so when those people like find out, like, yeah, this fucking schmuck over here says he makes YouTube videos, like what a loser. But then I got recognized, and that was
They
like,
don't have that.
They don't have that.
okay, you may have your left wing, and I may still rent a house, but I got recognized for a picture. So
That's
how about
right.
that?
How about
That's
it?
right.
How about that? Another thing that happens is that we get things in the PO box, and I
goodies?
think I finally got a goodie.
You got a goodie?
Ooh.
It's been Brian over there. I don't know if there's a package, but
Can you get Sean
I
his
will
goodie?
say again, I appreciate everything.
Wow.
But I believe that every goodie is for Rocco, which is fine. I'm always happy for him.
Yeah, usually they are. They're for
Yeah.
Rocco.
But
the
this one
goodies.
says Shawn on it.
And their socks and their beanies, and they say,
It's very nice. It's
some
very
brand.
nice. But I am happy whenever I get a goodie, which, again. So this one's for me. So I'm going to.
What is it?
What is it?
Whoa.
Wait a minute.
Derek may steal that from you.
It's a Yosemite VHS.
What?
Yosemite National Park Beautiful America Series Wilderness Video.
It's a clamshell. Look at that. It's a
Dang,
nice case.
this is nice. This is from. I wonder what year this is from.
You think that's from a library?
Oh,
Whoa, there's more inside.
There's
What?
stuff.
Oh,
We got some Padres baseball cards
What?
inside this.
is there a Bip Roberts?
No.
What?
Did you see what I have in my office?
I
Brian?
did.
My signed Bip Roberts.
It's so fucking
Shouts
cool.
out Kevin Hilt.
Kevin Hilt rules.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, some. There's baseball cards and a flashback 1974 Watergate scandal card.
Wow. I noticed that you guys, when I walked in, you were trying to avoid Watergate again. You guys got Crystal Geyser now instead of the
Oh yeah, the whole thing with
with
Dallas.
with
Yeah.
Dallas in the bottle.
You didn't like that.
Yeah, he didn't like
You
that
like
they
that
were.
Well, I just looked at it and I'm like, oh, no Watergate too.
No.
Yeah.
Is
Hey,
there
for real, those bottles are so like chintzy.
I know.
Yeah.
I threw one. We were filming at the park.
Yeah.
I threw one onto the grass.
Just
As one would toss a water bottle onto the ground.
you know.
It burst open like a fucking water balloon.
You did.
It
Well-
did on the seam.
Cheap water balloon.
It's so, I know we're like saving plastic or whatever, but
I don't know.
I might as well drink out of a plastic bag. Dallas was right.
Anyways, I'm very excited to watch my. Thank you so much for my Yosemite VHS. It's from I don't know when. I can't find the year on it. It's 60 minutes long. I'm
Wow.
guessing it's probably the early 90s.
Yeah. I mean,
probably for VHS, probably.
Yeah.
I would say, yeah, 92,
Home
maybe
video?
80.
I cannot wait.
9?
I cannot wait to watch this.
That's really cool.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right, everyone. I don't know if there's anything else we want to cover or talk about.
I mean, I haven't been playing. Me and Brian are just, we're playing Phantom Pain on the PPS, but I have had no time at home to play anything. I've stared at the start screen for Armored Core 6, I think a dozen times.
Why haven't you?
Because I know it takes over an hour to build my character. I know that first tutorial mission is also probably an hour of play, and it's
No.
super hard.
Oh,
What?
They don't give you don't start with any customizable stuff until you start playing missions.
Ooh.
Oh, so there's no create a character?
No,
Right.
it starts stock, and then you unlock pieces as you continue.
Okay, well, regardless, I'll look at the clock and it's 9:30. I only have a fucking half. I can't start playing a new game with only a half hour.
mhm.
Right.
I need 4 hours to sink into this, and I've seriously all right, I'm done with all my shit. I'm home from work. The dogs are fed. I fucking worked out. I ate. Okay, I'm gonna sit down. I only have fucking 20 minutes. I can't start this, and I'll just not play video games for another fucking. It's been months, and it depresses me.
Yeah, I've been still playing Tears of the Kingdom.
Ooh.
I kind of thought I was gonna be done with it and not beat it.
Yeah. See, I stupidly should go back to Tears of the Kingdom or Resident Evil 4 remake. It's well, I could do that for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I only have
it-
20 minutes. Why am I going? I should go back to.
It,
But Armored Core's sitting there, and I feel like I'm doing a disservice because I paid full price for the fucking thing.
Never pay full price.
I know.
I just feel with that game, I started just I couldn't find any more shrines. I don't know. I guess I could try to beat this game. I've on the 5th temple or something. I don't know. But then I was I'm just gonna go down to the depths and just try to get all the light roots because I know if you find the light roots above it is the shrine. It's
Yeah.
way easier.
Yeah.
And so I've just been doing that for hours and hours and having the best time. I never really went down there.
Oh, you
Really?
didn't?
No, but
wow.
it's fucking cool.
Yeah.
So I've just been doing that, and I think I'm back. I'm back in Tears of the Kingdom, and I'm just living in the depths right now, trying to get all the light roots.
Me too.
I didn't realize that the light roots are the same, position on the
Same
map
exact-
Mhm.
as
Yeah,
a
so
temple.
What you can do is if you have a shrine,
You just mark it.
you mark it, and then you look down below, and now you know where light root is.
Dude, that's gonna save me so time because I got really deep into the exploration of the depths too. I got that armor that kind of gives you
the
light.
glow. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I had vehicles down there, and I could pretty much kill any of the big, camps. But I had no idea that that's how you find. I was
Also,
just bumbling around.
Fun fact that I didn't realize is that if there's a lake or a river on land, you cannot cross that
Underneath.
It is a wall.
I
that is
found
just a
those.
super-
I kept coming up against walls, and it's like I want to go. I keep want to go over here, but I'm fucking traveling along
Interesting.
the
Yeah.
wall.
So if you look up above and you see it's a fucking river, and if I go around this way, I can get past that stupid fucking wall.
This is
See,
huge.
this is what makes Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild like great games. Is that both of these games were meant to do this. Is it like, oh, I stumbled across this. Oh, I do this. I do that. And then that makes me want to go down into the depths and try what you're saying. Like that's why this game is like, I said this earlier today, but I was talking about Tears of the Kingdom, and I really believe it's just going to be like Red Dead Redemption 2, where it's a game that has so much shit to do in it that isn't just the story and the side missions or hunting or whatever, but like just so much to explore and see and interface with. Like it is so much more filled in that when I found out about the depths and I realized that the map was now 3 times larger,
Right.
Because you have the sky, the surface, and the depths. I was like, I don't know if I can like do this. This is too much Zelda. And then I realized it took me 4 years to beat the other
Breath of the
game.
Wild, yeah.
175 hours to get all 100 and however many shrines were in the
yeah.
original. Fuck all the Koroks. But like I had gotten all of the outfits, upgraded all of them to their max. Like did
me too.
all of this stuff that you could do in the game that was like content wise. And I'm like, oh man, I can't do this again. And then I'm like, Brian, you have another for the rest of your life to do this.
Yeah.
And I hadn't played it in like 2 months because I gave myself this stupid gamer paralysis of like what Garrett was saying. Like, I can't start this now. I don't understand the Zonite device. What's this charge? How do I wait? So which one do I got to go to get the hover, and which one do I got to get the fin? There's so much. There's even more. I can't. And I just started playing it like because I'm like, I want to check it out again.
Yeah.
You see videos, you see somebody do something cool. And I popped in and I just went to like Hateno Village.
Right.
And I spent like 10 hours there over yesterday and Friday just doing missions and like living in the town, learning about the people. And I'm like, this is exactly what I want from this game.
Yeah.
I was getting in my own way. And now I'm like, oh, now I want to go to another village and see what their problems I need to solve are. And
I'm
like,
totally getting in my own way.
yeah. And it's nice because I'm like, okay, I'll only play for like 15 minutes. I'll put it down and walk away. But I'm like Garrett, when I sit down to game, I want it to just consume all my attention. It's so hard for me to focus on anything in general that when something does, it's the best feeling.
Yeah.
Where I don't have to be like, check my phone. Like that, like newer games now, especially with no loading times on PS5, it's so nice because I just stay keyed into the game.
Yeah, you don't pick your phone up during the loading.
Yeah,
Or it's like watching TV. I pick my phone up during a commercial all the time.
Yeah, and then you don't put it down.
No,
that's the
and
problem.
I miss stuff.
Yeah, and then and that would get in the way of my gaming. So like, it's been nice to get back into Tears of the Kingdom because there is so much to do. And like, yeah, today I'm just like, fuck it, I'm gonna go to the castle. Let me see how far I can get. I got to the very top of the castle.
I climbed that fucker
All
just
the
to
way-
see if I could do it.
And I'm like, they said that you see somebody saw Princess Zelda standing here, so I went to go try to find her.
Oh, it's a whole thing.
And
yeah.
I couldn't find her because I think it's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
I should.
still, that's cool. Like the fact that I could go in there, fuck around, got some high level items, and then bounced out.
I should clarify. I didn't climb it. I fell to the top of it.
That's
Yeah,
sick,
because I don't think you can climb it.
I don't.
Maybe you can climb parts of
I'm
it.
sure you can.
Yeah.
But yeah, I spent hours trying to get above the tip of the castle so that I could like skydive onto it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah. See, I went.
You went from the bottom?
Yeah. So what I did is
Oh.
I went through it, and then there was one place that I could use ascend, which again is like what
The
a
best.
beautiful
Yeah.
feature.
Fuck
Totally.
yeah.
And then from there I just kind of like continued to use ascend to get up to where I needed to go
Okay.
to the very, very top, and then there's a Korok up there.
I'm telling you, I can't. So many things I do now because Beckett taught me how to do it.
Yeah.
Which is so funny because the old game, I taught him everything.
Yeah.
And it's been 5 years now, and the tables have turned.
He's way better at it than you.
Yeah. And so he's like, okay, make a hot air balloon and then add this little like flamethrower thing.
Yeah.
So and then say that's your favorite. It's gonna use that all the time. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So I did it, and then like it only gets you so far, and then I ran out of batteries.
Put a new one.
He's like, write it down, write the whole thing down, and you won't get hurt. There's no fall damage with this. I'm like, okay. So I fall
I
down.
didn't know that.
It fell down. And he's like, now time reverse the thing, the balloon.
Oh,
So a time reverse.
Oh my
I
God.
love that.
And
I
he's
didn't
like,
know
and he's
this.
like, now hit it again. And so I hit it again. I went like double. I'm like,
you fly.
back it.
I didn't even
You can
think
go
about
up so
that.
high. You can do it forever.
You could just go up forever and then
yeah.
float down. Oh, that's so
It's
sick.
so
I know that there's the the what's it called, the hover bike.
Yeah.
Like that's
yeah.
like that's like one of the best, most
Mhm.
simplest things.
to
but
turn or to move around.
but I only
it.
have one pack. I only have one battery pack because I don't know how to expand my batteries.
Bro,
yeah,
I
and I
do.
wouldn't know without him. I
Right.
wouldn't know without him.
Like,
Yeah.
but that's that again, leading back to what we were saying or what I was saying. That's what makes Zelda great, is that
Mhm.
you just opened up something that's going to make the game even easier than the, and it wasn't something that I had to go to a dungeon to get. It's something that was already there in the game. And that's like, this game allows you to do so much with it that I cannot believe it. Once I got the memory hand, that's when I was like, oh, okay, I thought I was gonna have to remember how to build all of these things.
right, and now
See,
you
I don't have that yet.
Yeah.
That is in the depths, and you should.
Yeah.
That is like
That's the next thing I
That's
should
a
go
must-have.
get.
Once
Okay.
you do, I think you have to do one of the 4 temples and then go down into the depths, or can you get it right away?
I think I got
because
pretty.
I did one.
I
and
went
then
to the
down.
depths for the very first time, early on in the game,
Yeah.
and this some fucking way walked straight to that thing and got it. And Beckett's like, I was looking for that for hours, and you just
Wow.
found it. I'm like, I don't.
It was the first thing you got.
First thing I went, like it was like a beacon. I went straight there. I was,
Yeah.
it was dark. I was just guessing,
Yeah.
and then he's like, I cannot believe you just found that.
I was trying to explain how to for Rocco to get there, and he sent me a text like, "I cannot fucking figure this out. I don't give a fuck." He was like freaking out.
Oh, really?
I was like, "Just follow the statues, bro." He's like, "I'm following these fucking statues." It's taking me 3 fucking hours. I was like, "Okay, don't do
Yeah.
it." Then. I don't know.
Took me 30 seconds. Don't know how. Don't know how.
But that's that game. Like, there's certain things where I would land in somewhere and like, because I did one thing, or like, oh, what did I do today? I'm over in the Rito village, right?
Mhm.
And their bridge is gone.
Right.
So I'm like, oh man. I talked to everybody there. They couldn't stop telling me about Highland acorns,
Right.
and what happens when you light them on fire. And I'm like, okay, cool, that'll be good to remember. So I proceed to cut down about 12 trees,
Okay.
12 or 18 trees, and I line them up in 3, and I create a bridge, and I walk across it. As I'm walking across it, I realize they're telling you that because you throw the acorn in the fire and you ride the gust of wind up, and you cross that way.
Yeah.
But
you
But you
built a
found your own
bridge.
way.
But the fact that it allows you to come, even as dumb of a solution that as it is, it's also fun. It's like playing with Legos. Like, let me see if I can make a bridge instead.
Yeah.
Like next time, I'll use the fucking fire method. But now I had fun and I made a bridge that I didn't think I could make because it was like really big.
Mhm.
And the amount that you can do, like in terms of like, and then now that I built it, it's in my favorites. So it's like, oh, okay, cool. Like that is where this game really makes it did everything Breath of the Wild did again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing that I love about it. It captured that feeling of like, what if I do this? Oh, that worked. Oh, fuck. Okay. And then it opens
I
up all
mean,
these ideas.
legitimately, the other day, Sawyer and I. Do you guys have your house yet?
No.
I have my house and I decorate. It's fucking dope. My
That's
house,
cool.
My house
It's
rules.
in
'Cause you can-
Terrytown, right?
Yeah, Terrytown, but you can like they give you a plot of land and you can buy any rooms you want and organize it however you want to do it.
That's
and you
cool.
fuse it together. It's sick. But Sawyer and I decided to build a skate ramp outside. So we have all this wood that we had like lined up, and then I fused a minecart with my shield.
Yeah.
And then surfed that down the
Yes.
dirt, and we went off the skate ramp, and then like had like fell off the cliff, and then like glided down. I'm like, this is so sick.
Yeah,
Like, this
that's
is
cool.
so cool.
Did you hear about like the development cycle, about what the whole last year of development was?
No.
The game was done a year ago.
Okay.
I knew that part.
Yeah. So they had finished basically the core aspect of the game. What we have, I think, has not changed much. But they spent the last year just bug testing it.
And just all the
Oh.
physics of all the different combinations.
Because the alchemy system, I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
The alchemy system is so good that it really works like a real world.
It does.
And like whatever, it's on Switch. I wish it could look better. I wish it could be 4K. I wish it could be 60, whatever. But when you're playing it, it looks like a cartoon.
Yeah, it's fine.
It feels like you're watching an anime. The camera, the way you control it, is so cinematic. I don't know how that game has such a cool camera.
It does.
But like you can create these like long pan shots and like zooming out and rotating. And like I have so much fun just running around and doing cool shit with the camera. Like there's just a lot in that game. And again, it's one of those things where that's why I likened it to Red Dead Redemption 2. Even if you beat the main story, you're not going to get all of the game from that.
Right. It's almost impossible.
So it's like, I can't even rate it as my game of the year this year because it's going to transcend this year. It's going to be, I mean, again, people played Breath of the Wild until the new one came out.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the new one basically surpassed, there are going to be old heads that always play it, but like it surpassed everything they established in Breath of the Wild with Tears of the Kingdom. And like, yeah, I'm happy to spend 400 hours in that world because, I mean, we all said that when Breath of the Wild came out, we just said, give me more here. And they went, okay.
And here's a top and bottom now. And
Here's
Here's
three
more.
times more.
So I'm excited because, Switch 2, like people are saying in the chat, is rumored to be using like a lot of good, like.
The rumors for that are crazy.
Yeah, a lot of good
rumors, but it's crazy.
What are the rumors about it?
4K
60. They're going to try.
I mean, that's
in a portable though. There's never been 4K
That's
60.
true.
I mean, there are some non-name brand shit maybe, but
I'm almost glad we kind of. It sucks because we're in this weird phase. Like, Switch is technically this generation.
yeah,
It's supposed to be a PS5 and Series X, Series S comparable
really?
system.
it really is. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it came out-
it's so old.
Well,
came out
Nintendo's
first.
always been kind
first.
of
Yeah,
graphically
yeah,
a generation back.
Yep.
Right.
So it did a half step back in graphics, but a half step forward in vision because of recognizing that you need a portable. You need to be able to take your
Which
games.
is why, like, you see the Wii U now, you see why it failed, but also you see, they
Stepping
wanted the
stone.
Switch.
Yeah.
Like, you
Yes.
see with that, the gamepad was just a Switch you could only take 10 feet from the TV.
Yep.
You know,
Uh-huh.
I
Yep.
see that now.
And so now whatever we get next is just going to even look better, run better. And again, for me, I don't get a Switch for anything else but Nintendo games. And I'm totally fine with the price tag because here's the thing. How many other game studio games, Shawn, do you even sit and play?
Yeah, I mean, exactly. Like,
right?
I mean,
You buy a
very
Switch,
rare.
you have hundreds of hours of
you're good.
entertainment.
You're
Yeah.
fine.
With just Mario, Kirby, Zelda, Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much, and every single one of those games is not a piece of shit.
You know what's interesting is talking to Beckett about what his friends all have. They still all have Xbox.
Yeah.
But I'm like, he's like the one with the PS5 and a Switch, and everyone else just has Xbox. Like that, really? Like they don't have anything. It's weird.
It's
to me.
Yeah, especially because like Xbox, they have Game Pass.
Yeah.
So,
but I don't
like-
think the kids care about that. I don't know what. I guess everybody's playing Call of Duty. Honestly,
Everyone's playing
Yeah.
what's
Fortnite.
it called? Fortnite. Yeah. So it's like Fortnite's on every
Fortnite, Call of
Yeah.
Duty, Apex. That's what
Yeah.
people are playing.
Right.
Yeah.
Which you can play on Switch.
Hey, everyone! I think we did enough.
Yeah.
I think we're good. I gotta get some dinner in me, and then help put the kids to bed.
I say one thing. Sorry,
Johnny, I love it.
I was requested to say this, but
Please.
Derek's comic, his Kickstarter comic, whatever.
Yes,
Yeah.
it
Phobia.
is
Yeah.
#1 in anthologies right now on Kickstarter.
That's sick.
So everyone go check that out. It's called Phobia Comic, I think.
How do you spell that? It's
I
an
think
F,
it's
right?
FOBIA.
No.
Yeah, he's like,
It's an F?
I looked, he's in
Yeah.
the 80s of
Sorry.
being funded, and he put this up like a couple days ago. So that's fucking
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
Good
it
for
was
Derek.
it was super cool seeing that thing like when I checked in on it, like over halfway % funded on the first day.
That's
Yeah.
sick.
Super cool.
So, yeah, there's the
There's the
link. Check it
Yes.
out. It looks dope. Derek's working really hard on it. So, back it if you can.
Definitely.
You know, good on you, Johnny, for remembering that. Thank you.
Thank
but yeah,
you.
it's dude, he's being like featured and shit now.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's gonna get funded. I'm sure. of it.
Oh, 100%,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Phobia, a horror anthology.
Maybe
love a
after
horror
tonight it'll be
anthology.
tonight. Who knows?
Search-
Maybe you guys
search that
will
up.
will get some funding in for him. But
there's several tiers. There's digital and physical tiers. There's all kinds of options. But yeah, definitely check that out.
yeah. So, anyways, check it out. Check out our Patreon. I just did a new record club with you, Garrett.
That's right.
But it's going up on Thursday, so you have a little bit of a
Nice.
wait. But we did do a record club on The Smiths.
Kind of a thorn in my
Oh,
The
side.
Queen is Dead. We did that. And then Brian's been on a record club before.
Yes.
He did Wu-Tang Clan with me. Super fun.
That was fun.
Anyways, it's gonna be a fucking great time. Yeah. I thank you for watching, everyone. We sure love you, and I'll see ya next time.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye now.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.